Welcome back to Biz Audio. My name is Max, and this episode is brought to you by Radio Mastery. Radio Mastery helps radio hosts and professionals to dominate their market to reach number one. Apply today at radiomastery.com.au. And we have Peter Samios joining us yet again tomorrow for Survey 3's breakdown. But before we get to our predictions, let's chat about today's top stories. Kiss has started a brand new promo on The Smallzy Show, sending listeners off to New York City to see Ariana Grande. And Nova and News Corp have announced the introduction of TalkSport into Australia. It was originally a show from the UK, and it will launch as a YouTube channel and a podcast. But I think Survey 3 tomorrow is what is on everyone's mind. So let's get right into it. Let's start off with Sydney. I and Peter Samios both agree that there will be an ARN Bloodbath. Kiss 106.5 and Gold 101.7 will both see drops. Of course, you have Christian O'Connell, who's in his third survey in Sydney. And then we have the Carl and Jackie O show, which I just want to point out, there is only two shows in this survey that were with Kyle and Brooklyn. So the first survey in 20 years without Jackie O. So I think March 1st and 2nd, March 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So three shows were with Kyle and Brooklyn, and that's all we'll see of Kyle Sandilands in this survey, and Kiss Breakfast and The Smallzy Show took over after that. Christian O'Connell won't work in Sydney, as Jonesy and Amanda listeners are loyal, as KJ listeners are also very loyal to them, and we haven't seen any huge drops yet in Kiss Brekkie. Smooth and 2GB will continue to surge or remain where they are, and both AR and Sydney will see a drop, as we said before. And this one is brought to you by this prediction. Carl and Eddie's show has been brought forward the long weekend. It's a distraction from the possible disastrous survey for ARN, and there are no big changes, our predictions, in Brisbane, Adelaide and Perth for ARN and all the other networks. Ben and Liam have not been fully recorded in this survey, and it may or may not have an impact on Kiss 102.3. Just a reminder that Beck Morse was the one who was filling in on Kiss 102.3. And DAB could see slow growth for Christian O'Connell in Perth, Adelaide, in Brisbane, and the Melbourne market could remain stable and similar. Of course, we haven't had too many changes over there. In this in this survey that's about to come out, I think this could be the first full survey where we see Ricky, Lee, and Tim recorded in Sydney, and they actually had the best breakfast share in about 17 years on Nova. So that's interesting to see there whether Carl and Jackie O listeners could go over to Ricky, Lee and Tim. As we've said before, there is no clear alternative as of yet, and we can't wait to see what Carl Sandilands brings along. Could it be Carl Sandilands live? Look, we'll find out very soon in regards to Carl Sandilands. But of course, tomorrow afternoon, Peter Samios is joining the show for survey number 3 breakdown. We'll be here in the afternoon, but during the day, about 9:30, I will try my best to keep it as close as I can to 9:30. I will be having the Biz Audio Substack breakdown. So that's just a sort of visual representation. Not too much different to the podcast that will come out tomorrow afternoon. But I can't wait. We'll catch you all there. And look, ARN, this may be the final Brekkie share where Kiss is number one in Sydney.